welcome to my channel. I am Tori Lynn. Let's blossom today. Today I've got something very important going on. When I say very, I mean very important. I am going to the DMV to get my ID renewed, which means getting a new photo. My last photo I got when I got my license, and so I was a sophomore in high school. No, I had just started my junior year because I waited a few months, like 6 months or something after my birthday to get my driver's license. But I did it after school and it was so hot, and the driver, the guy that's supposed to come ride with you, there was some miscommunication in the DMV with the employees, and so one guy thought the other guy was gonna ride with me, and the other guy thought that the first guy was gonna ride with me. And so I waited in the what they call the driving lane in the hot car in the sun with my windows rolled down. But it was September, so it was hot after school, so it was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I waited for like 45 minutes. Anyways, long story short, my picture was not good. By that point, my hair was flat. I was hot, and I just looked like crud. Not a good picture. My permit picture was so good. I really liked it. So I'm like, I want to look good in my photo. Like, that is just my #1 thing. So today I'm getting ready to go do that. So I thought I would bring you guys a little chit chat, get ready with me before I go to the DMV. So I'm gonna start my skin off with the Grace & Stella Say Hi to Hydration Hyaluronic Acid Serum. This stuff makes my skin really plump and soft and just feels really good. And I want my skin to look amazing. I know these photos are usually a little bit blurry, but I don't care. I want to look good. That is all there is to this. I want my photo to look so good. I want to be fire. This has kind of been my moisturizer lately. It just has that hyaluronic acid in it, which is so good for your skin. And it just, like I said, makes everything feel so plump and smooth and just so good looking. So now we're gonna move into primer. I don't wear primer every day, only on special occasions, and this is a special occasion. I feel like going to the DMV and getting a photo that I'm gonna have to look at for the next 7 or 8 years, however long it is, I think it's 8 years, is very crucial that my makeup looks on point. So I'm going with primer today. I'm gonna be using the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. This primer is super pore filling. It's also a little bit mattifying, and it just makes your skin look photo finished. Makes it look ready for photos. I'm only gonna put that in my really textured areas though. I don't typically coat my whole face with primer, especially not my chin, because then I tend to break out. And then I'm going to, after I kind of rub it around, I'm going to press that primer into those pores. Really fill them in. The other thing is in Oregon, where I live, it is state mandatory to wear masks in all indoor public spaces. DMV already had this in place before the official mandate came out, but wearing masks with makeup is not a good thing if you're wanting to take it off and still look good. I wear makeup to work every day, which we have to wear masks at my work as well. If we were inside, we had to wear a mask even before the mandate came out. After about 10 minutes of wearing it, I could pull my mask down and the end of my nose would be splotchy, and 90% of the foundation right here would be rubbed off. And so I'm a little stressed out about that. I'm hoping I can I have one of the paper masks that have the little wire in them. I'm hoping I can bend it to make a little tent to kind of fit around my nose. That way it doesn't touch my nose. I know that's not sealing it under my nose, but they're only allowing one person in the DMV at a time. And of course the line's gonna be outside, and I'm sure they have it socially distanced, or you wait in your car or whatever. So I'm only gonna have to wear my mask when I'm inside, and if I'm the only one in there, and of course they'll probably have their plexiglass plates, and I'm sure they clean everything down in between everybody. I don't know for sure, but I think it'll be okay to have kind of a little tent situation. So for foundation, because I have been tanning and this is the only darker foundation I have, I know I have used this a lot on my channel recently. It's the Maybelline Fit Me Foundations. And again, I mix a matte and poreless and a dewy and smooth because I am a slightly oily, not slightly, because I am an oily person. My nose is always so oily. I want to keep from getting extra oily, so I like to use the matte and poreless, but during the summer, I want to still have a dewy, slight, natural finished look. I don't want to be completely matte. So mixing the dewy and smooth with the matte and poreless creates a really nice finish that doesn't get too oily. And I also mix 2 shades because I have been tanning a lot recently. Honestly, if I hadn't been tanning, I probably would have self-tanned for my picture. So I'm gonna mix the shades 110 Porcelain and 220 Natural Beige. I'm gonna be using a Morphe M6 brush. And I'm just gonna pour both foundations onto the head of the brush. I like using the brush when I'm mixing foundations because I feel like the foundations mix better on the skin. But I always kind of like to go through, as I do every time I put my foundation on, and do a kind of a blob in the middle of each main section of the face. And then I swirl that foundation together to mix those 2 shades to get one nice even shade, and then work it out on the skin. I feel like no matter how hard I try with that brush to, really make everything smooth and get rid of all the brush strokes, it never seems to happen. So I'd like to take my beauty sponge and kind of press that foundation into the skin. This will buff out any lines or streaks and make that foundation look flawless. I feel like, I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but in person there is a total difference between how this looks on the skin and how this looks on the skin. This looks like smooth and clean and just looks so much better. And this side looks chunky and streaky and really textured, which is weird. I feel like I could see way more texture on this side. I plan to wear my hair down, but I'm still just making sure everything is super blended over the ears, around the neck, down the jaw, just making sure everything is so blended together. For concealer, another one that I have been using a lot on my channel recently, this is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. Main reason I've been wearing this a lot is because the color is slightly darker than the rest of my concealers. Most of my concealers are like super light, and because I've been tanning, I want to look a little bit darker. I want it to blend better. If I do a really bright white concealer, it's not gonna look quite as good or as natural on my more tanned skin. And I'm going all out and doing all my smile lines and all the good stuff because it's a photo. Next, I'm gonna go in with my Coty Translucent Airspun Powder and bake those under eyes. And I'm gonna really make sure to set that powder down. And I'm making sure to kind of bake up the cheekbones up to that temple because you wanna have that really snatched, chiseled, this glam look. At least that's what I'm going for. I'm also gonna set my smile lines because I don't want those creasing. And also because I'm worried about the mask, I'm going to set the end of my nose and the edges over here above my brows that like to crease. So basically anything that I'm worried about creasing or moving or transferring, I'm gonna take that extra step and bake them. So while we're baking, I'm gonna go ahead and throw on my eyebrows. I'm using the e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil today. In the shade Taupe, this brow pencil gives me a pretty natural eyebrow color. It looks pretty good with the color that's in my hair right now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and throw my brows on. I'll be right back. Brows took me forever. I had a little bit of a rough time working on them. My brows are just a pain in the ass. My brows just aren't related, and I accept that. That's just who they are. So now I'm gonna move into the eyes. I'm gonna be using the Proof is in the Pudding palette. I got this palette in my 2019 winter FabFitFun, and it's amazing. I love this palette so much. I just think it has the perfect everyday nudes in it. So I'm gonna start with this shade called Rice Pudding. It's the really light, creamy, pale shade in the palette. And I'm going to set my lids with these. I have done a look very, very similar to this, or maybe even the same look on my channel back when I was using this palette like every day, so probably like January or something. If I can find it, I'll link it down below in case you're interested in watching that. If not, then of course you don't have to. But I'm going to be using the shade called Nana Pudding, and I'm going to work that in the crease. A lot of times with my eye looks, I will kind of make everything very rounded because I do have kind of these small, squintier eyes. I want my eyes to appear bigger and rounder, but because this is for a photo, I think I'm going to go a little bit safer. Instead of going rounder, I'm going to round it obviously on the inner corner, and then I get out here, I'm just going to kind of bring it out just a little bit up onto the brow bone, if you will. So most of that crease shade is going in the socket, but then I'm going to bring it actually up onto the brow bone a little bit and kind of make just this little angular corner out here instead of rounding it off completely. I chose all the products that I'm using today because I have used them so many times and I know how they look, I know how they wear, I know how they perform, and that's kind of what I was going for with this. So a lot of these products will be products you have seen me use a bunch of times, and that's just because I wanted to stay safe with it all. So next I'm going to go in with the shade called a Warm Cocoa. It's a really nice chocolatey dark brown, and I'm going to work that right in the outer corner. I'm going to kind of, again, make a little bit of a V shape, bringing it out onto the brow bone, and then I'm going to work it into the crease, probably about 3/4 of the way in, so not all the way into the corner, but I'm going to work it into the crease. And I am working it down towards the lash line, but I'm not really working it onto the lash line. I'm going to take that same brush that I used in that Nana Pudding shade, and I'm going to dip back into that shade, and I'm going to kind of buff out that darker shade. So I'll really soften it up and just give us a really nice blend. The only thing you have to be careful with about doing this is sometimes you can blend it out too much and then it kind of disperses that darker shade to where you can't even hardly see it anymore, and you have to go back in and build it up. The last thing I'm going to do with this eyeshadow palette is take the shade called Butterscotched, the lightest shimmery shade in the palette. Right here it's kind of a pinky nude shimmery, and I'm just going to lay that on the lid from the lash line all up to that brown in the crease. Now I have to make sure that shimmery shade is blended in, so I'm going to take just a nice fluffy blending brush and just kind of sweep along the edge of that shimmery shade to make sure it's not chunky or, you know, coating that brown weird. Just gets everything a nice, again, nice little blend. So I want to do a wing. I think a wing is just a really pretty classical look, and it's going to draw our eyes and everything in that really snatched glam look. So I'm going to be using the Maybelline Master Precise All Day Liquid Eyeliner in the shade Black. I think that those wings turned out really good. Some days wings are so easy and other days not as easy, or some days they're the same and some days they're very different, but they turned out really good today. If you guys want me to make a video on how I do my winged liner, then comment down below and let me know, and I will get that video out for you guys. I know some people struggle with wings. I got really good with wings because I used it in high school, wore them every day. I never had a day where I didn't wear winged liner. So we're gonna go ahead now and I'm gonna take my Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Setting Mist and kind of set that in now that our eyes are mostly done. That will also kind of lock in our baking just a little bit more and really seal that foundation and stuff into the skin. While that kind of dries down, I'm going to go ahead and throw some mascara on. Today I'm going to be wearing lashes, so I'm just going to throw a little bit of the NARS Climax mascara. I almost forgot one very important piece of the eye. The inner corner highlight, I'm going to be using the ColourPop's highlight in the shade Flexitarian. It's a very, very bright highlight. Again, one I have been using a lot recently on my channel. Now that that setting spray is done setting down, I'm going to go ahead and sweep away any of the loose excess baking powder that didn't kind of sink into the skin. And then I'm going to take the L'Oreal Infallible Pressed Matte Powder in the shade 300 and set my skin down with this. Obviously, I have been using this a lot recently. I find this foundation works really well with a super dense powder brush, not one that's quite so fluffy. One of the things I love about this powder is how it makes your skin look really velvety when it's done. It just makes it look smooth and velvety, and it does give you a little bit of a matte finish, which I'm okay with. See, it doesn't look completely matte, but it really just sets that foundation down so pretty. So let's go ahead and bronze up. I'm gonna stick with one of my absolute favorite bronzers. This is the Hoola bronzer from Benefit. I've been using this bronzer for years, and it looks gorgeous, and it's a safe, good choice. I also have to go to work after I'm done at the DMV. So I'm really hoping my makeup will last all day long. But with these products, I think it should do a pretty good job. Next, I'm going to take my favorite blush. This is the Laura Geller blush in the shade Tropic Hues. It's just a really pretty, slightly glowy blush that just looks so natural and pretty. I'm also putting a little on my nose just because that's something I pretty much do every day. And then another OG product that I have been loving for a really long time is the Lou Manizer from the Balm highlight. It's just a really stunning, gorgeous highlight. It doesn't have any like pinky hues. It's just looks so good on the skin. I don't know why the last probably 24 hours I feel like all I've been thinking about is this picture and how I just want it to go well. And like last night it took me forever to fall asleep in bed because I was thinking about what to wear and how to smile and what makeup I want to do. And I don't know, you guys, I'm just stressing out about it. Like, I just want it to come out good. And why I don't know, because honestly, does it really matter? How many people actually look at your license photo? How often do you actually look at your license photo? Not very often. The one thing is, we're hoping to buy a house in the next year, so I'd like to buy it by the end of the year, but the way things are going with the economy and just everything with COVID, that might not happen, so hopefully for the next year or so. But that photo will be probably in our home buying paperwork, so at least somebody will be looking at it. Anyways, my skin is looking so good. I am loving it. I think I'm gonna go ahead and set it down again. This time I'm gonna use the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist and just lock all that powder into place. If you had the like Urban Decay Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray or one of their de-oil slicking ones, those would be perfect. I am actually out at the moment, so I'm just using the ones that I have, but both of these that I've used today are really good. So I think I'm gonna throw on some lashes now. I don't want anything that's too crazy. I just want it to be a really nice, pretty pair of lashes. I was originally going to wear that pair of e.l.f. lashes. I can't remember the name, but I bought it a few times now. It's a pair of e.l.f. lashes, just one of their basic pairs that are just like really pretty. They're kind of wispy and very natural looking, but really pretty. But the pair I had were totally garbage. They needed to go in the garbage. They had been used a few too many times. So I think I'm gonna use this pair of Baddington lashes. They're in the style Monroe, I believe. They have been worn once, so I'll need to clean the strips, the bands off of them. They're just a nice, thick, kind of dense pair of lashes, but they're not super long and crazy. They're really, really pretty, and they are kind of more of a natural, a thick, but a natural lash, I'd say. I'm gonna go ahead and throw my lashes on. It takes me a few minutes. I'm gonna do it off camera. Lashes are on. See how just soft and pretty these lashes are? They're very thick and dark, but they're not so long that they're taking over my eyes. I feel like they just help to kind of elongate them and make them a little bit bigger. I think they're pretty. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do my lips. I decided that I want to use the Kylie lip kit because it's just a really pretty nude. The lip liner will obviously help the lipstick stay on, and it just, I think, will look really pretty. I think it'll be a good photo lip. Went ahead ahead and really kind of overdrew my lips just a little bit on the kind of in the center, just to make them look a little larger and prettier and, I don't know, a little sexier. Then threw that lipstick over top and it looks really pretty. I would love to do the glossy look, but I fear wearing the mask, if that was to touch my lips, and then it would transfer sticky to my skin if it was to move. So I think just going with a matte look is just good, clean, easy. It's not going to transfer once it dries because it's a liquid lipstick, so I just think that's the best option here. All in all, I think this is a really pretty look. I'm going to be wearing this shirt for my photo. I think it's black, which is just a good color, and it's got this nice low swooped rounded neckline that I think is very flattering, and along with this just kind of simple goldish chain necklace, I think just looks really simple and pretty. I also have some gold earrings that are very similar to this chain here that I'm going to wear. They're hoops. And then I'm going to go ahead and curl my hair. Like I said, I think I'm going to wear my hair down. And my hair is actually kind of curled from yesterday, so really what I'm going to do is go and touch a few pieces up, especially in the front, like these few pieces here that are a little straighter. I'm going to go ahead and touch those up. So I let my curls cool for a few minutes, then I brushed through them with a brush. Like I actually took the brush and like brushed through them. And then I always kind of like to take my hands and run it through them, just kind of run it over them, just smooth it all together. And then probably right before my picture, I'm gonna do a little bit of tousling, something like this, just to give us a little more volume around the face. And I'm gonna pull my hair all forward, just like so, and then probably make sure that it's, you know, not clobbered into my chest, because that happens a lot with my hair, and make sure it's all just nice, smooth, soft curls, which is what I'm going for. So I'm not gonna smile with my teeth. I was looking through selfies, and a lot of my selfies I smile with my mouth shut. Sometimes I do a little teeth action, but typically it's a little smile, you know, something a little less teethy. Then I was looking at photos from like my wedding and just photos that have been taken of me, and I always smile with my mouth open, like a big cheesy grin. That makes my eyes look small, especially because one of my eyes does not open as wide as the other. It can really make this eye, can really make it look very droopy compared to the other one. I get smile and I get this squinty eye little look, and I don't want that. So I think what I'm gonna do is, while I was curling my hair, I was testing faces. I'm going to close my mouth and then just bring up the corners of my lips. I don't want to go into a big smile because that's not cute. I just want to go just a really kind of, honestly, a seductive smile, if you will, a very discreet smile. And then what I'm gonna do, because one, my brows are not the same, although this one probably is gonna be covered a little bit, which is the one that I like the least. I'm then going to raise my brows a little bit, which is also going to make my eyes appear larger. This is my normal face. This is my cheesy face. In those photos, this is what I look like. I'm actually going to look like this. At least that's the hope. Also, there's more to the photo taking, because I've got quite the double chin, because I'm a big girl. I think it was on TikTok, watched, you know, this hack, and basically she said you pull your shoulders up, back, and then down, and then you bring your neck forward. It does not get rid of my double chin completely, but it definitely reduces that. I mean, look at the difference. And I think being with those photos, they literally only get you, who knows if they'll even see this portion of my shirt. I mean, they literally only get little bits of you that you won't be able to see, that my arms are kind of back. It'll just be kind of, you know, you won't be able to see, it'll just be. So I think that's gonna be my photo, guys. If you guys wanna see what my photo actually ends up looking like, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. This week's vlog will come out with the picture of my photo. I'm guessing that I'll probably get the black and white photo. The one on the little paper card has the temporary until my permanent one comes in the mail. But that picture will be in that vlog, so go ahead and subscribe so you can come back and check it out. Let me know what you guys think about this video and this look. Let me know if it was helpful, if you are getting ready to go take a photo, whether it's an ID photo or something. Just a photo shoot. If these makeup tips helped you at all, please hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. Like I said, if you want to see how my photo turns out, you gotta subscribe so you can come back and watch my vlog this week. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye.